Boom, 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 boom. Doom, doom.
Fan of the Hauraki Big Show podcast? Make sure you check out more from Jase, Mike and Keyzie on their Instagram at Hauraki Big Show, or tune in to them 4 to 7 every weekday on Radio Hauraki. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, mate. Winter,
Cheers,
mate.
Mate.
Winter, fellas?
Tell me about it, man.
Oh,
Day after day, isn't it, guys?
just
eh?
a pounding.
I love it.
I got up early yesterday morning, ready to do a fish.
Do a fish.
And I looked outside and I just went, fuck no.
Yeah, I can't remember.
It was a blizzard.
Was it?
It was freezing cold. It was pounding down with rain. And even though I was itching to get out there,
Just stayed home to jack shit.
I just stayed home and smoked durries and drank coffee.
Yeah,
Nice.
boy. That's
Yeah,
a
man.
good day, though.
And lit a fire.
Oh, yeah.
On the end of a dart.
And then watched Ash's highlights.
Didn't watch the whole thing.
I watched. Sorry, when I say highlights, I do a replay of the whole day,
Yes.
just throughout the day.
Yeah.
Loving it.
Yeah.
My wife and I woke up at 10:30.
My wife.
My wife and I woke up at 10:30 yesterday. 10:30.
Jesus.
What the hell's that?
What time did you go to bed?
Yeah, you had a
One?
dinner party the night before,
One.
though.
Yeah.
To be fair to you
But
guys.
still, like usually, like the latest we'll ever wake up is 9, and that's quite a big deal.
Yeah.
And I guess it was just so
10:30.
dark outside that we just
Right
looked
over,
at
went
the.
back to sleep.
Did you make love?
Huh?
Did you make love?
No. I was really hungover.
Oh, that's my favourite time to make love.
Yeah, actually, usually I'm
Very,
kind of up
very
for it.
randy
Yeah,
with
yeah,
a
yeah.
hangover.
Isn't
it's a
that
strange
interesting?
thing. It
Yeah,
is.
isn't that interesting?
It's one of your horniest times.
Yeah.
Pugsy's into it.
Yeah, Pugs is like
Yeah, he's
nodding
nodding his head off.
hard.
You know, I don't think that's been spoken about enough in our world. Hangover sex.
No, I remember a woman saying, when are you the horniest? To a group of people. And a mate of mine said, when I'm hungover, and I thought, yes, I've never
Yeah.
thought of that, but that's
Yeah.
true. That is true. That's
Same-
why I drink so much.
Same for me.
Horny when you booze and horny when you're hungover. What's it about?
Same for me, and I don't know if you find this as well. When I've been on the greenery,
Oh,
Basil.
yeah, there's some truth in that.
I can get very frisky on that.
Yeah.
And then the actual act when you're like that, oh, how good.
Yeah, it is good, isn't it?
Yeah,
you're
so
right.
good. You ever tried that, Keyzie?
No, I haven't actually.
Oh.
No.
Should, man. You should give it a crack. It's good turn.
It's
Give
good
it a
eating.
crack.
It's
Yeah,
good eating.
it's good eating.
Good
all right?
eating.
Yeah, yeah.
Give it a crack.
Yeah, but hangover sex. Oh, well, I'm glad you guys, because I
I
actually...
thought I was the only one.
I'm the same, because
Does your wife not like it?
conventional thinking would have you think, oh, I'm hungover, the last thing I want to do is have sex.
Yeah.
But actually, weirdly enough,
Rutting away there.
yeah, just banging away. Not that that's how I make love. I don't want to
How do
create the
you?
impression. No.
How do you make love, Jase?
Skillfully.
Skillfully, really. There's a lot of
yeah.
skill involved, is there?
I'm a very generous lover.
Yeah, no.
You give and you give.
I
and
do.
you give.
I do.
Honestly, yesterday.
But not when I'm hungover. I just get what I
That's a
want.
very selfish
Yeah.
I did 6 loads yesterday
Ew.
of washing. Yeah, sorry, fellas. Because it was raining and we just aren't able to get on top of because we don't have a dryer.
Oh, you don't have a dryer?
No, we need to get one. And every winter I'm like, we should get a dryer. But then I'm like, oh, we'll be fine.
They are costly, to be fair, Keyzie.
They are. So what we do instead is do a shitload, do everything, then take it to the laundromat just down the road, like 200 metres away. Dump it in a dryer there for 40 minutes. Good as gold. Costs like $7. But I did 6 loads, and then today spent like an hour folding everything we own.
What? That's a great joke, isn't it? You know that joke?
What about dumping a load?
Yeah.
Don't.
It was in, well, I think we could do it. I just will say, if you've got kids in the car, stop this podcast. Or not in the car, anywhere near, in earshot. But the first time I heard this joke was in the campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will Ferrell. Have you seen that, Jase?
No.
Very funny, and I think you'd like it.
Yes.
And Will Ferrell says to Zach Galifianakis, what's the difference between a washing machine and your mother? If I dump a load in a washing machine, it doesn't follow me around for a month.
Oh, my Lord.
That's a shocker, Pugs.
Yeah, Pugs.
Man.
Bloody Pugs in
Yeah,
his
cancelled
film.
for that.
Can't believe you didn't beep that out, man. That is
Jeez,
a shocker.
that is
That
bad
is a
news,
shocker.
Pugs.
Hey, Mike, how was the Warriors?
Oh, so good. Well, I guess we'll get to that. But
Yeah, we will on the show.
God, I was
yeah.
pissing down.
Yeah,
You know-
she because I watched the whole game.
Yep.
The whole game, Keyzie.
Yeah,
The
as
whole
you should.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just looked absolutely fucking miserable.
Yeah. The only thing that was
And then the spectators didn't look happy either.
the only thing, it was like the Roosters game earlier in the year, but for that one, we're in the corporate box,
Yes.
looking down on me of this time round. But yeah,
Yeah.
soaked, absolutely soaked, and we left at half time. Had some ponchos, but it's only so much work a poncho can do, really.
Yeah.
Sometimes-
full weather gear, and we would have been keen to stay. There was guys sitting next to us that were just sitting there in bush shirts and jeans.
Yeah.
They were just ruined, but it was actually also freezing cold, and I was like, given my illness,
Yes.
do I really want to be taking the piss out of this
Also,
just when I'm getting on top of it?
we just had a man in the bin and lit a try in just before halftime too.
Just
So
before
I'd be like,
halftime, yeah. Oh god, here we go.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what was funny was walking back. I went for a waz.
that is funny.
You like that?
Yeah, with
just
your
in my pants
Yeah,
while I sat
oh,
there.
no,
yeah,
Well, I mean,
yeah.
if you in the studio it's anything to go by, you would have been for 4 or 5 Wazzers, wouldn't you?
If what in the studio? What I do in the studio? I don't go
Well,
for
no,
that many wheezes.
the amount of wheeze you do is what I
It
was
varies
thinking.
actually. It varies greatly.
Yeah, sometimes it's poos.
Sometimes I snap one off.
Cool one out.
But I was coming back from the toilets and I was walking along there and somebody goes, "G'day, Mike," which was weird. You don't hear that very often.
Yes.
Not Mogi?
Not Mogi. And I thought, oh, yep. And there was this face peeking out of also a poncho. Not as good a poncho as our ponchos. And I was like, that looks familiar, that face. And it was Martin Guptill.
Oh, Guppy.
Guppy was out
How
there
was
in the
Guppy?
water. He was good. He took it because he just, like I said, we're leaving now.
Yeah.
And I think he stuck it out.
Well,
He
yeah,
had
but
his kids,
was
he had
he
his kids there with him and all sorts
was
of
he
things.
corporate or was he?
No, he was
with
sitting
the
in the
filth?
shit with us, but at
Yeah,
the row
yeah.
behind us.
Yeah, yeah.
So I guess he got the tickets off his missus like I did, and she must get a lot of tickets.
Yes, because
Yeah,
I
mate.
see you there quite often.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie. The Hauraki Big Show, weekdays at 4 on Radio Hauraki.
Just on that note, another weird experience in the supermarket yesterday. I was going to get a few groceries, and I came around the corner to an aisle, and this rather,
Oh yeah.
how do I describe him?
Ooh, fat,
No,
skinny,
Tall.
unfortunate looking.
lived a life.
Oh yeah.
What
Scumbag.
ethnicity was he?
Scrote.
Well, he was Irish, and he
How
looked.
old?
What did he sound like?
Well, I was going to say my age,
Yeah,
What,
but he could
like
have been
70?
my age.
but he could have been younger.
Yeah.
But he could have been older as well.
Good day, Jason.
I think he was probably late 40s.
Yep. Sure.
Okay, I'm picturing any one of about 20 guys right now.
So he,
Yeah.
Based on that
They've all
description.
got brown hair though.
I
eh?
walk around the aisle, right, and he looks at me and he stops, and I kind of stop too, and this slowly he went, my, old hoity J, you mad bastard, really loud, and I was like, ha, 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 ha. Good on you, mate. And he just sort of wandered up, and it was just one of those weird moments.
Just on that, if people do see Jase out and about, you love it when people yell, "Hoity J, you mad bastard," at you, eh? Like really loudly.
Yeah, I love it, especially when I don't see them. They're behind me,
Yeah.
or they're in a car or something.
Or in like a busy area where there's lots of people within earshot. Yeah,
and I don't know that they're
And then
there. That's
stand
great.
next to you until the lights change.
Yes.
Then
across
tell
the
you
road?
to F
Yeah.
off back to Graylin.
Yeah, to my Greyland house.
Do you remember that? That was funny.
Yeah, it was very funny.
Uh,
She was a very disturbed lady, though, in fairness
Good
to
kisser
her.
though.
Oh, hangover sex.
Sorry. Wasn't she...
What, you think homeless people don't like having sex, Keyzie?
Oh, was she homeless? No, I wasn't going to
Oh,
say
yeah,
that. I was
she
going to
was
say in a
homeless.
relationship.
With the streets.
I was going to write that down, actually,
With the
hangover sex in the notes, because
Yeah,
that's
good.
a goodie. I'm really glad that we...
What are you going to do with that note? Is it to talk about on the show or to take home and...
I'll put it in the doc,
Right.
so you can look at that, Keyzie. All right? Do you not have hangover sex, Keyzie?
No, I do.
Yeah, I was going to say, because if that were the case, you must never have sex.
Yeah, no, I do. As I said, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I think it's because when I'm hungover, I'm quite needy and quite pathetic.
Yeah, maybe.
You know what I mean?
And also, is it a combination of that you feel so shit and the other thing feels so good?
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
I think there's a driving randiness, horniness there.
Yeah.
Maybe your body thinks maybe it's like an evolutionary thing where your body thinks you're about to die, so the last thing you should do is procreate.
That could be it.
Spill your seed. Spill your seed.
I am quite needy and pathetic when I'm hungover, though.
I can see that.
You know, with my wife, she
My
gets
wife.
punished.
I actually reached a point with my hangovers where my wife wasn't having a bar of it.
Who? My wife?
My wife! And rightly so. So it got to the point where I didn't even bother.
What do you mean you're so hungover and such a piece of shit that she didn't want you to go near her?
Well, just putting the sex aside, I couldn't say, oh, God, I'm so hungover. And she'd be like, yeah, well, that's what happens when you... And you go, right. So, but it actually got to the point where I just didn't mention it anymore because it wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
Because she'd just go, yeah, what? Well, yeah.
You
Okay.
better pretending you're not hungover.
However, on the very, very rare occasions that she's hungover,
Yes.
pathetic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
How often is that, though? Like, for every...
Probably 4 times.
Ever?
That we've been
At
married.
27, 28 years or something.
26.
26, far out.
Probably more than that earlier on, but I can't really.
I seem to have a free pass until lunchtime when I'm hungover.
Oh, right.
So
Then
for
you
some
have to
reason,
get up-
it's
get off
just
your ass.
like for some reason she just lets me be a piece of shit until lunchtime.
Right.
And then once I've had lunch, it's like, right, have a coffee. What?
But how's she on a hangover?
No, she gets up early at like 8 and we'll go to the gym or something.
It's a good idea if you can. I've never
if-
really been that person.
Yeah, no, she
If you
is.
I had a
can do
hangover
that
the
for
other
sure.
week. When was that? Last week or the week before? And it was just
Was it
like,
the
man, I was
margarita
just vodka. I think I was killing time the next day till bed. It's
Just filling in time until you were unconscious again.
yeah, 100%. And I don't do anything, but it's different when you're old and hungover, as you're going to find out.
Doubt it.
Unbelievably, it is because that was. I remember when I'd been a teenager and thinking about old people. Why don't they drink more? Why don't they drink more? And it's you find out.
Although there are certain old people in their 70s who still gas up a lot, like my uncles and stuff, and I go, far out.
Yeah.
What do you mean gas up?
Sorry, it means get on the piss, Jase.
Oh, right.
Like one of my uncles just smashes Lion Reds like it's going out of fashion.
Sure.
Yeah, but what are they, about 1%?
4%.
4. I mean, you'd have to drink 50 of the bastards to
Well, he
get
gives
a
it a
buzz.
damn good crack.
Yeah.
And then the next day he's like, oh, a wee bit dusty, have a coffee, and then have bacon and eggs, and then that afternoon back on it.
Soldier on.
Yeah. Real
But I
poor
bet he
of
drinks
duty.
his way through it.
I have a distant relative that
Do you?
likes to get on it too, and he's an older gentleman, but he's also a pharmacist. And so, you know, there'd be a big family get together, and you'd go, "Way!" and everyone would be massively hungover, and then they'd be like, "Oh, have you got anything to?" And he was always good like that, you know. Take one of these.
There you go, boy. There you go, fella.
Yeah.
There was a dude when we used to go to the pub when we were at school. You go in there. Ray, his name was, and you go into you go in there. I think at lunchtime, and he'd be in there. But he was a seasoned alcoholic.
Yeah.
And sort of within about 20 minutes of him walking through the door, he'd be puking in the urinal.
Wow.
Just getting that first couple of jugs in
Oh,
there.
right.
Just trying to get
Get
topped
it down.
up again.
Yeah.
And then,
Settle it down a bit.
yeah, it was something to behold because I thought you get better at drinking, not worse.
Yes.
But actually they're pissed off less.
Well, it can,
because
yes.
their body becomes better at getting drunk because that's what it thinks, that's what it's been
Yes.
trained to do. So
Yes.
it's really good at it.
I always struggle with it, and I'm sure you guys are going to say, no, it's easy, but I always struggle to get drunk the second day on a session or something. Like if it's a 2-day out, first day I'll get real drunk. Second day, no matter how much, and I'm not going Hundies, but
I was a big fan of the Hangover beer.
Yep.
And the Hangover Shag as well.
And what you've got to be wary of with the Hangover drinkies is she can catch up on you real quick, and all of a sudden you're like you may have only had 3 or 4 beers,
right?
But you're fucking steamed
because you're pissed when you woke up.
But that's so. What I'm talking about is you wake up. You've gone to bed at like 2 a.m. You wake up at like 10.
Right.
And then at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, someone goes, do you want to have some beers?
Oh,
too late.
right.
Too
so
late.
as
Too
opposed
late.
to waking up and getting on it.
Yeah.
Too
Right.
late, Keyzie.
So that's the key
Way
is to
too
stay
late
on
there,
it.
mate.
Yeah, just wake up and get
Yeah,
on it.
you just
Just
crack
steadily
one.
drink your way through it.
That's good to know, actually.
Yeah.
Your Hauraki Big Show Keyzie word of the day is
Hangover.
That was cute, guys. Actually, we're going to call someone today with a prize, aren't we?
Oh, we are, yeah.
Send all 5 Keyzie words from the week through to the Hauraki Big Show on Instagram via the messenger there and your cell phone. We can call you with a prize. Also, follow us all on Instagram. Why don't you? Cheers.
Thanks, mate.